I am a creature of the night.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Slice and dice.
Arise.
Fire!
Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I'm gonna be ranking all the classes in 99 Nights in the Forest. And we're gonna be ranking them based on how good they are and if they are worth the diamonds. Okay guys, okay. Alright guys, starting out in the F tiers, these are the classes that you should never ever get because they're just so bad. They don't offer much and some of these cost way too much for their value, guys. Alright, starting out in the F tier, we have Explorer Class, one of the newer classes, guys. So first of all, this class starts out with items that are pretty basic, okay? You start out with the map and you start out with the compass, which is not anything special. It's not exclusive. You can just craft that on day one. Now, the problem with this class as well is that the perks that it offers are perks that other classes that cost less also offer, such as the reduced hunger. It offers reduced hunger, but the camper also offers reduced hunger. For less, it costs less. The Explorer class lets you run faster when clearing fog. Basically, when you're running in the fog, you run faster, but it's only once. The speed boost is only temporary, and the speed boost is not even that much. And this class also costs a lot, man. This class costs a lot. Yeah, this class costs 80 diamonds. 80 diamonds for the things that it offers. A freaking compass. A freaking compass and a map, and you're making me pay 80 diamonds. It's so bad, guys. Next in the F tier, next we have the Fisherman. The Fisherman. Actually, the Fisherman might actually be worse than the Explorer class, so I'll put it behind it. The Fisherman, guys. What is the point of the Fisherman? You start out with an old rod. That is the special item that the Fisherman gives you. But here's the problem. The rod is one of the easiest items to get, and not just that. It's not just that the fishing rod is easy to get. Is that it's so useless to go out fishing in 99 Nights in the Forest, because the only value they offer is food, and you can get so many sources of food. You can just go get rabbit or wolves or whatever. You can go get some farm plots and get some stew. So fishing rods are completely useless, and because of that, there's no point in getting the Fisherman unless you're like taming alpha wolves or whatever. But still, the fishing rod is really easy to get, so it's just horrible. You never want to buy that. All right guys, and next in the F tier, what do we have? Who is the next victim? We have the Cook, guys. The Cook is the next in the F tier. It's a little bit better than the Explorer class. The Cook class costs you 40 diamonds, which is pretty low. So it's better than the Explorer class. But the problem with this is that you get to start out with seasoning, and this item lets you restore more of your hunger bar when eating things, right? When eating food. But here's the issue. Most of the times when you're eating, you're just gonna craft the crock pot and stew, and that already heals you a lot, and you can make multiple of them. So the seasoning doesn't even matter that much. And also the seasoning, it does not make much of a difference. And because it does not make much of a difference, it's kind of useless because you don't really need it. If you're ever gonna starve in 99 Nights, you can just eat raw food. Alright, next in the F tier, guys. Next in the F tier, we have the Undead. The Undead, actually, I think the Undead is worse than the Cook, because guys, the Undead, basically the good thing about this is that you get stronger every time you die. But this already means that this class is completely useless if you're playing alone. Like actually trash if you're playing alone. And also, if you're playing with teammates, who's gonna wanna play with a teammate that's dying all the time? Because this is the good thing about the Undead, is that it gets stronger every time you die, right? But what kind of person wants to play with a teammate that keeps dying? They're just gonna call you a noob. Like what? Okay guys, but that's the end of the F tier. Okay, next up in the D tier, and these are basically defined as meh. They work, they have their positives, but they're not worth buying. And first in the D tier is the Camper class. Now the Camper class is alright because it only costs 10 diamonds. So it's alright, it has its positives, but it's not worth buying. Unless you're just starting out, guys, because it only costs 10, so it's really cheap, but it doesn't offer much. So the Camper class has its benefits of letting you start out with a flashlight, which lets you lets you explore the nighttime, and it also has increased visibility at night. It lets you explore nighttime, and it also lets you spawn with a stew. But again, those things are not rare items at all. They're not exclusive items at all, and they're not special at all, right? So even though it has its positives, those items are not exclusive, and they're really easy to get. Alright guys, next in the D tier, we have the next victim. I guess these classes are not that bad, so I wouldn't call them a victim. Okay, we have the Zookeeper, guys. Zookeeper. Now the Zookeeper is the reason why it's D tier is not only does it cost it costs 70 diamonds, and that's way overpriced. Alright guys, so the Zookeeper, the reason why it's in meh tier is because although it has its positives, I don't think they're that special or that good at all. So it lets you start out with an old taming flute. Now usually old taming flute is usually easy to get, but the good things about the Zookeeper is that you can, at level 3, you can actually skip one less step to tame an animal, which means usually, let's say for example you want to tame a bear or a polar bear, usually it would take like five steps to tame a bear. Well, with the Zookeeper it only takes 4, and you can also tame 3 animals instead of 2, and those are positives, but they're not that special and they're not that game changing. Alright guys, next up in the D tier we have the Scavenger. The Scavenger is also alright. For its cost, it's actually pretty good. It only costs 25 diamonds, and it lets you spawn in with 2 extra sack space. But the thing about 2 extra sack space is that after you get a good sack in 99 nights, that 2 extra sack space does not make much of a difference, especially if you get the giant sack after, which lets you store 25. But if you have the Scavenger, you get to store 27. Its other perks of the Scavenger are just so bad, like opening chests just a little bit faster. Alright guys, next up in the D tier we have the Decorator. So the good thing about the Decorator is that it actually lets you start out with an item that's pretty hard to get, and that is the hammer. The hammer is pretty hard to get because you need a strong axe or a chainsaw to be able to get it from the anvil, to be able to craft it from the anvil. So the Decorator lets you start out with it. The only problem with the hammer is that for progressing in the game, it doesn't offer much. It only lets you move around items around your campfire. But the Decorator is not meant to be used for progressing or killing enemies or whatever. It's just meant to decorate, and I think for that it does a good job. It only costs 40 diamonds, so that's good. But again, for decorating it does a good job, but for anything else, it's just not worth getting unless you're planning on decorating your whole base and starting out with it. Alright guys, last one in the D tier, we have the Farmer. So here's the thing about the Farmer. The Farmer lets you start with a watering can that you can use on farm plots, and the Farmer can actually do a lot of interesting things, like you can grow rarer crops, or you can get guaranteed pumpkins out of the farm plots. But here is the main issue with the farm plots. The way 99 nights in the forest works is that when people make farm plots, you usually use them to put the carrots in the crock pot. You grow carrots from the farm plot, and then you put them to make stew in the crock pot, which essentially makes the farmer kind of useless because you don't have to grow rare crops. It doesn't really matter if you grow pumpkins or carrots or whatever. So it makes its role useless, and it also makes the watering can that you start out with the farmer also useless. So you don't really get that much value out of it. It's nice that you can grow pumpkins, but it doesn't really offer you much because we can just make stews from the crock pot with carrots, and carrots are really easy to get, and you can make a lot of stews, essentially making the farmer kind of useless. Starting out in the C tier, we got the newest class, guys. The newest class right here, the Gifting Elf. The reason why this class is here, it's mid, guys. This class is mid. This class is freaking mid because it costs so much. To get this class, you need to grind for multiple hours, like a lot, many games to get. You need to get 900 candy canes. That's a lot of candy canes, man. All this thing does is it lets you spawn in with presents in the game, right? You guys have seen the presents in the Christmas update. You can get revolver ammo, rifle ammo, bandages, or a fuel canister, which is all right, but it's nothing special. And for how much this thing costs, that's actually really bad. The presents that it lets you spawn with is actually really bad. Now the good thing about this class is that on day 20 you get to spawn in a special golden present, which gives you some of the strongest weapons in the game, like the laser cannon. I think it can give you a crossbow too, maybe some armor. But that's the problem, guys. It spawns only on day 20. It spawns only on day 20. So this thing costs 900 candy cane, and on day 20 you can finally get a good item, but it's completely random. You don't know what you're gonna get. You can get something on the lower tier like a ray gun, and then you just wasted 900 candy cane when you could have just bought the alien class for 100 diamonds, which would take you a lot less time to grind. So it's just mid. Next up in the C tier we have the medic. The medic does its job. Like it says, it's a freaking medic. It's there to revive people. It can revive people really fast, and you get to spawn in with 2 bandages. So yeah, that's pretty good, because bandages can sometimes be hard to find. But besides that, there's not much you can do, right? After you have used all your bandages, and by the way, you only get to start out with 2, the class becomes kind of useless. The class loses its value completely, I think. All right, next up we have the support class. The support class costing 45 diamonds, a little bit better than the medic. And the reason why I think it's a little bit better than the medic is because you can actually bond with someone, with a player, one of your teammates, and you can share your food with them. You basically fuse with another person, and you can eat for them. So the person that you are supporting never has to eat in their entire game, because you're gonna be eating all the food, and you share it's like you share a stomach. And also, if you're playing with a good teammate, you get to absorb their damage. Pretty good. That's a pretty good role. And you also get to start with a bandage. So I think it does the role of a medic, and it also offers, it has more perks and benefits than the medic itself. Next up in the C tier, in the mid tier, we have the brute. The brute comes with a shield, and if you level up to level 3, it comes with an obsidian shield that can actually do damage if you get hit a lot. And also the brute shield lets you taunt enemies. It lets you taunt enemies nearby, and when you do this, all enemies will target you. But also it has a kind of like a hidden mechanic. When you press your taunt, when you press the taunt on the shield, enemies will kind of ignore you for like a split second. And this split second can be useful for like running away from bears or whatever, running away from enemies. Now the problem with the shield is that if you're holding out the shield, it means you cannot do any damage at all. And that's a problem, because when enemies are trying to hit you, you have to change to your weapon, and then you can't do anything with the shield. But I think the shield actually does have its own niche. It has its own specific situations where it actually becomes very useful, that no other weapon can offer, or no other item can offer. And that is when you're in a trap, when you go to the level 5 or level 6 map areas, or even level 4, you might stumble onto a trap, guys. And these traps can actually slow you down, and these can be problematic, because if there's a bear chasing you, or if there's an alpha wolf chasing you, a lot of them, and these traps slow you down, you're gonna get hit a lot. And when you're getting hit a lot, it's good to be holding out this shield. It can actually save your life. So that's something that's really good about the brute shield. Also, guys, the brute shield is exactly the same as the riot shield that you get in the ruby chest. Now you can get the brute shield to perk level 3, and it will change to obsidian shield. The obsidian shield, once you have taken enough damage, the obsidian shield will actually do like a counter attack, and it will deal damage. But I found that it's not that good, and it doesn't deal that much, and it takes a long while to charge. So again, guys, the brute shield has its own usefulness, but many times you're not gonna be using it as much. Most of the times you need to be dealing damage, and when you're dealing damage, you can't be holding out the shield. All right, guys, next in the C tier, in the mid tier, we have the base defender. The base defender, guys, woo! It costs 40 diamonds, and it lets you start out with defense blueprints. And these defense blueprints are actually really good for taking out cultists. And yeah, the base defender does its job well. These defense blueprints actually do a lot of damage. If you've ever used them, you can clear the entire cultist wave without ever having to shoot or hit any of the cultists. The trap will do it all by itself. The only problem is that the trap eventually breaks. If you've killed too many cultists with it, the trap will eventually break. But the good thing about the base defender is that you can increase the durability and upgrade the defense blueprints. So it does its job well. The only problem I have and the main issues I have with the base defender is that you only get to start out with 2. After you've used both of the defense blueprints, you don't get any more. You have to go find them out. You have to go find them out in the wild. So that's a big problem, because you are the base defender, man. You need to have more. You need to have more, man. And another issue I have with the base defender is that its main utility is defending the base, but besides that, there's a lot of other things that you need to do in 99 Nights in the Forest. You need to go out there and save the kids, clear the stronghold, and find things and fight enemies out there in the wild. It's not just about defending the base. That is the flaw, guys. That is the flaw of being a base defender, is that once you have to go out of your base, you're in trouble. And that's what keeps it out. That's what keeps it in the mid tier. All right, guys. Next one in the C tier, we have yes, the hunter, guys. The hunter. This guy is mid. The hunter. He's okay. Like, he has its own cool things about him. You can get higher pelt traits, and pelt traits are actually very useful for when you're trading with the pelt trader, right? Because you can get guaranteed the items that you want instead of having to go out in the wild and look for chests. I usually use them to get guaranteed items, so I don't have to rely on luck or on RNG. I can just trade and get the things that I want to get from the pelt trader. But besides that, he can't really do anything else, you know. So that's what puts him in the mid tier, that he can't do much. And he gets to start off with some bear traps, but the bear traps are so bad. Like, so yeah, he's in mid tier. There's one more in the mid tier, guys. That is the chef. The chef is in the mid tier because it lets you start out with the crock pot by itself. So that's the good thing about the chef. Now here's the thing about the crock pot though, is that although it can take a while to get, once you're able to craft a crock pot, the chef becomes useless. Like, you don't need him anymore, right? And another thing about the chef is that only the chef can use its own crock pot. The chef comes with its own special crock pot, but no other teammate can cook food from it. Only the chef can make recipes. And really, the recipes don't really matter that much, because most of the times you just want a stew. Other foods are just there for, like, to look cool, like look kind of fancy, but they don't offer much value. The best thing is the stew. The stew is so easy to craft. 3 carrots and you can just craft it. That's why stew is the best, and it refills a lot. So the other sources of food are just there to look fancy. Once you're able to craft the crock pot, you don't need the chef in your team anymore. You can just, like, kick him out. You know what I mean? Food is not much of a problem in 99 Nights in the Forest, because you can just eat raw food, guys. If you're ever running low on food, just eat raw meat. But anyways, guys, from here on out, all of the classes that are coming up, I will consider good or better than good, guys. Now we're moving into the actually good classes. Like, these classes are the ones that I think are worth getting. Starting on the B tier, in the good tier, we have the Ranger, guys. Now I like the Ranger because you get to start out with a revolver and a bunch of ammo, which means that you can quickly save the first missing kid. And another thing about the revolver is that sometimes you have bad RNG. Sometimes you're not finding it in the chest. And the revolver is a good weapon, man. You can deal damage from a safe distance. It's all right. It's good. And sometimes you can't find them in the chest. So I think it's good to be able to start out with it. The Ranger only costs 70 diamonds, so I like that. It's not that much, and you get to start out with a flashlight as well. And then also at level 3 perk, you get to start out with 30 ammo instead of 18. So already you're starting the game strong, man. You're starting the game strong. You can go save those kids right from the start. Starting out with a weapon, just it means like you're less likely to die, right? And you also get a 10% chance to refund ammo on every shot. A lot of the times you'll be able to get ammo just by shooting, so that 10% chance is a lot if you think about it. The only thing that's holding it back is that there's better weapons out there than the revolver, but I think the revolver is a good weapon to start out with. Next up in the good tier, guys, we have the Lumberjack. And what I like about the Lumberjack is also it costs 70 diamonds, but what I like about the Lumberjack is that you get to start out with a good axe. If you don't know, in 99 Nights, when you're starting out, usually you start out with an old axe, and it's so bad for cutting trees. The old axe is so bad for cutting trees. So the thing about the Lumberjack is that you get to start with a good axe, you can quickly chop down trees, and you can move in the game. You can start the game out a whole lot faster as well. Similar to the Ranger, you can progress faster. The Lumberjack is also good for speedrunning because not having to start out with the old axe and being able to start with a good axe means that you can move so fast, guys. You can move so fast. It also has other things that like oh, you can get double saplings or you can get more wood. Alright, guys. Next in the B tier, I would say this is in the lower B tier because we have the blacksmith, guys. The blacksmith. Yeah, let's go. The thing about the blacksmith, it's good. It's in the lower B tier because the blacksmith actually costs 200 diamonds, and that's just like, that's too much, man. It should cost like 80 or 100 diamond. It costs 200. And what the blacksmith does, guys, is you get to start out with a hammer. And like I said before, the hammer is a hard item to get. Usually, to get a hammer, you need to have a strong axe or a chainsaw to get it from the anvil. But the main perks of the blacksmith, when it gets really useful, the main thing about the blacksmith is its main perk is that you can craft items in the next crafting bench tier. This is also really useful for just moving in the game much faster. Like being able to skip a full tier means like you don't have to craft as much to build like the crock pot or the beds or whatever. You can just like craft them from the start, and that's really nice for moving faster, getting 99 nights faster, for speedrunning, for helping your teammates out. And you can also get discounts, which means you don't have to like go chop wood that much. You don't have to go get that much scrap. You can get discounted items. For example, guys, I've seen a lot of people, they like to make log wall bases, okay guys? But usually log wall, it costs like 12 wood, okay guys? But if you with the blacksmith class, you can actually get a discounted log wall, and it will only cost you like 7. It'll cost you like almost half, guys. It's so good for like making log wall bases because it will only cost you half. You do have to get lucky though to get the discounted log wall. But yeah, I like it. It stays in B tier. Next up in the B tier, the Poison Master. The Poison Master. Let's go. Woo! Poison Master, guys. So the thing about the Poison Master, it lets you start out with a blow dart pipe, and this blow dart pipe deals all right damage. It deals damage to the enemy, and it also poisons them. Now the good thing about the blow pipe as well, what makes it good is that it has infinite ammo. Guys, I love weapons that have infinite ammo. So that's why the Poison Master is in the good tier. It also has poison armor, but the poison armor is like, it's not really that special. It's not that good. You're actually better off like finding iron armor or thorn body armor. But anyways, the main special thing about the Poison Master is you get a blow pipe. It has infinite ammo, and you can just like you can just keep shooting your enemies and poison your enemies, right? However, there's a big problem with the blow pipe that's holding it back from going to a higher tier. The damage, it doesn't do that much damage, and it takes so long to reload, guys. It takes insanely long to reload, so that's what's holding it back. It's good that it's an infinite ammo, but it takes a long time to reload, and it doesn't deal that much damage, so that's what's holding it back. One more in the B tier. There's one more in the B tier, and that is the Brawler class. What makes the Brawler class good, guys? The Brawler class actually lets you have more HP. A lot more HP actually. It lets you spawn in with a lot more HP than your usual class. And it also lets you do 30% more damage with melee weapons. So that's insanely good. That is actually very nice. However, there's a big problem with the Brawler class, is that you cannot use ranged weapon for the entire game. And that can be a big problem. So if you're not good with melee weapons, you might end up dying a lot with the Brawler class. However, if you know how to use the Brawler class, it's one of the fastest ways to clearing the stronghold, and that's what makes the Brawler good. However, there's a big problem. You can't use ranged weapon, guys. When you're trying to save the 4th kid, you have to kill like 6 bears, guys. And if you try to go in with melee weapons against 6 bears, you're gonna die 100% of the time, guys. You're gonna die 100,000 million% of the time. You're gonna die to the freaking. So that's a big thing. The Brawler has a big. It's gonna struggle a lot saving the 4th kid. Oh yeah, guys. Okay. Oh yeah. Now we're moving into the A tier. Okay. Now these are very good. These are the ones that you should buy. Like, it's not even like they're worth buying. These are the ones that you should be getting, man, because these are the good ones. Alright guys, starting out in the A tier, very good, we have the Gambler class. I think what makes the Gambler class amazing is that it only costs 55 diamonds, surprisingly, and this can be some of the best, one of the best classes in the game, guys. It gives you a random item at the start of the game, and it can actually be good. It can actually be really good, or kind of bad. You can spawn with good sack. You can spawn with base defense. You can spawn with a weapon. You can spawn with anything, man. It can be really good. And what makes the Gambler class so good, it's specifically good for speed running, guys. For getting 99 nights insanely fast. Because what makes it good is that when you open a chest, if you get it to level 2 perk, you have a 60% chance of the chest being upgraded. And that means you can basically get a ruby chest. You can get a ruby chest from golden chest. Now you guys, ruby chests are the rarest chests in the game. You can get a lot of gem of the forest. You can get some of the strongest tactical shotgun. You can get the best weapons in the game, the shotgun, the kunai. All of these weapons that you get from ruby chests, you can get it from golden chests. And that's what makes the Gambler class really good. You can OP items very early in the game. You're just getting strong items, man. You can get rifles from starting chests. You can get a rifle from the starting chest. You can get giant sacks from a freaking silver chest. It can be broken, man. It can feel like it's broken. Alright guys, next up on the list, the Berserker class. And what makes the Berserker class so good is that it basically gives you one free revive, one free auto revive. Even if you're playing solo, you get to revive if you die. And this is really useful because if you're playing solo, usually if you die, that's game over. You have to restart all over again. Just the fact that you can auto revive all by yourself makes it insanely worth it. And to be honest, the other perks that the Berserker offers aren't really that all important. It's just that unique special ability that you can just revive. Alright, next up in the A tier, we have the Alien class, guys. What makes the Alien class so good is that it has an infinite weapon, infinite ammo weapon, and that is the ray gun. The ray gun has infinite ammo, and it does just a little bit less than the revolver, but it has a high fire rate, and the Alien is really good, guys. It only costs 100 diamonds, and you can do good damage with it. You can save all the kits, all the missing kits with it, and it's just that just don't make sure it doesn't overheat. Otherwise, you have to wait for the reload. But the Alien class is really good, and it offers a lot of useful perks like increased night vision, increased night visibility, and you can run faster. You can run faster with the Alien class. That's also really useful. So yeah, guys, if there any class that has an infinite ammo weapon, it's just automatically gonna be good. Alright, next up in the A tier, guys, we have one of the newest classes. It's the Snowman class. Now I'm gonna put it right behind the Alien class because I think the Alien class is just a little bit better. And what the Snowman has, the Snowman also has infinite ammo weapon, and that is the snow cannon, guys. The snow cannon. You can freaking shoot snowballs at your enemies. So you can shoot snowballs at your enemies, and it will actually slow them down, and it's really useful. However, although it has infinite ammo and it shoots just like the ray gun, the damage it does, it's just a little bit less. Now the difference between the snow cannon and the Alien is that the snow cannon, you don't have to wait that long for it to recharge. You don't have to wait that long for it to recharge. So that's what makes it good. That's its little advantage over the Alien class. But the Alien class does more damage, which is why I like the Alien class more. The snowballs don't do damage, so it's really good for taking out wolves and alpha wolves and maybe like one bear. But if you're trying to take out more enemies than that, it's gonna take you a long time. Next up in the A tier, we have the Beastmaster. I'll put it right behind the Snowman. The Beastmaster, guys. With the Beastmaster, you can have up to 5 pets, man. You can be the freaking Beastmaster and have all the animals in the kingdom, guys. And yeah, you can have 5 pets that fight for you. So imagine you can get really strong with this class, guys. Imagine you tame five freaking bears or 5 freaking polar bears, and you become unbeatable. Anyone that messes with you is gonna get destroyed by those bears, guys. And at the start of the game, you get to spawn in you get to spawn in a wolf. You get to spawn in with 3 stakes. So each 3 stakes can spawn in a wolf, and that wolf can fight for you and kill enemies. So it's really useful to start out with an animal that can fight already by your side. That's really good. And you get to start out with a good taming flute. So yeah, that's an extra bonus right there, because usually a good taming flute takes a while to get, and it's just really good to be able to tame 5 pets instead of usually you're only able to tame 2. And that's pretty strong, man. That's pretty strong. If you get it to level 3, perk level 3, you get to start with a freaking alpha wolf, guys. A freaking alpha wolf. That's hella cool, and that's really strong. So, okay, guys. Next up in the A tier, we have one of the 5-star classes. The 5-star classes. Unfortunately, it's not an S tier. We have the Big Game Hunter. Welcome, Big Game Hunter. I'm gonna put it behind the Snowman class. I think the Snowman is better than the Big Game Hunter. It's wild to say because Big Game Hunter is a 5-star class. Now, guys, what is the Big Game Hunter? Big Game Hunter class. Big Game Hunter is the class that allows you to start out with a rifle and a lot of ammo. So right from the start, you're pretty strong, guys. But you know, the bad thing about having to start with a rifle and ammo is that it's not infinite. It's not infinite, man. However, what makes the Big Game Hunter stand out is that you can consume animal pelts to gain really strong bonuses. In particular, the best bonuses that you can get with the Big Game Hunter is that you can get extra movement speed and also increasing your health. But the downside, here's what I don't like about Big Game Hunter is, although you have to consume mammoth tusk to increase your health, right, guys? But first of all, finding mammoth tusk is insanely rare, guys. It's insanely rare to find it in the game. You have to defeat a lot of mammoths. And second of all, by the time that you get all of these mammoth tusks and increase your health, you don't really need the health anyways. By the time that you're already consuming all of these animal pelts, you've pretty much already completed the game, and you're basically gonna be over day 100 or over day 200, and you don't really need any more health because you've already like defeated all the enemies and cleared the stronghold and all of that. And so you don't really need to upgrade anything else because you've already basically completed the game. So by the time the Big Game Hunter becomes useful and you're increasing all of these stats, you've kind of already completed 99 nights. It loses its value, guys. It loses its value. Even if you're going for very high days like day 1000, there are strategies you can use that you know you won't get hit. There are strategies where you don't get hit. So what's the point of the infinite of increasing your health? So that's why it's an A tier, and that's why the 5-star class is not an S tier. Alright, guys, next up we have another 5-star class in the A tier. Here we go, the Pyromaniac. Now the Pyromaniac is really cool because you get to start out with a flamethrower. You get to start out with a flamethrower and cook your enemies, guys. And when you cook your enemies, you can eat cooked meat, and that's really good. That means like you'll never have to cook meat at the campfire. You can just eat cooked meat, and that's really nice to have. That's an extra bonus. It also deals a good amount of damage, guys. The flamethrower deals good damage, and you can cook enemies. You put them on fire. However, there's a big problem with the Pyromania class, is that it has very little range. The flamethrower, you would think you could use it from a very long distance, but no, guys. The flamethrower has like the range of a spear, man. The range of a freaking melee weapon, just a little bit more than a melee weapon. So that's really holding it back. That's really holding the flamethrower back. Also, it's not infinite ammo. You have to keep finding fuel canisters or oil barrels. Of course, once you get the oil drill, you can keep producing oil barrels, but it takes a while, right? So that's an issue that it has, and you have to stack up on oil barrels and fuel canisters before you go and clear the stronghold or whatever. So that's what's holding it back, guys. The amount of distance that it covers, the amount of range that it covers, and the fact that you have to keep you have to keep fuel canisters or oil barrels on you. But it's really good. The flamethrower is strong as heck. Just don't go out there with the pyromaniac trying to fight a lot of bears, because they will cook you. All right, next up in the A tier, we have the exclusive class, the witch, guys. The witch is the best in the A tier because, guys, the witch, it throws freaking potions, splash potions at your enemies that deal a pretty good amount of damage, and if you throw it at yourself, it will heal you, guys. So it works as a freaking healer. It works as a freaking healer class and a freaking damage class, guys. You can deal splash damage with it. You can clear the stronghold really fast. You can save all the kits really fast with it. You just throw the spells, throw the potions at it, throw the potions at the enemies, and they'll explode, guys. So yeah, the witch class is really good. There's not many bad things about it. It's just that reloading the potions can take a while, and it doesn't do like insane damage like the rifle. But overall, the witch class is just so good, man. It's very good, and it's at the top of the A tier classes. All right, guys, now we're moving on to the S tiers. These are the very best classes in the game. The very best, freaking amazing. And these are the classes that I would want to use all the time, almost every game. All right, first in the S tier, we have the Assassin class, guys. The 5-star class, the OG, the Assassin class is insanely good for not only speedrunning, but also clearing the stronghold really fast. So what makes this class really good is that you get to start out with a katana, which is basically a spear, a reskin of a spear, but cooler version. And you get to start out with a lot of kunais, guys. You get to start out with a lot of kunais, and if you can also find them in the chest. You can also find a lot of kunais in the chest. Save the 4 children. The assassin class is good enough to do that. You defend yourself from cultist waves and also clearing the stronghold, guys. The assassin class is good enough to do that, guys, and you get to freaking run faster. So that's even better for just like, you just want to grind diamonds and clear the game really fast, clear the stronghold, or yeah, go for speedruns. The assassin class can just do all of that really quick. You can beat the game really fast. That's what makes it so good. So yeah, overall it's really strong. There is one downside, guys, is that it doesn't have an infinite type of weapon. Eventually you will run out of kunais, and that's its main issue, because it's not infinite ammo weapon. The kunais are really strong. They are really good, but you might end up running out of them. Oh, sorry, it's not kunais, it's throwing knives, but it's basically a reskin of a kunai. But they are really strong. However, you might end up running out. But you get to start with 120, and you can find them in the chest as well. And usually you might, if you play it right, you can beat the entire game, clear the stronghold, save the children, and defend your base. It should be enough. You should have enough throwing knives to use all of them. It should be enough to beat the entire game. Okay, guys, next up in the S tier, we have the freaking Fire Bandit. How is a 3-star class in the freaking S tier? A 3-star class rivaling the 5-star classes. Guys, what makes the Fire Bandit so good is that you get to start out with a freaking fire crossbow, infernal crossbow, and a wildfire potion. Now, what makes the fire crossbow so good is that similar to the alien class, it has infinite ammo as well, right? But it does more damage. You set the enemies on fire, and that has an extra added bonus too, which means you can eat cooked meat. Guys, you can eat cooked meat. You never have to go to the campfire and look for food or whatever. You can just eat the cooked meat. That's what makes it so good, and it does way more damage than the alien class. It reloads faster. It's insanely good, man. It's freaking amazing. Guys, it also has a good chance of finding wildfire potions in chest. So from my experience, if you're trying to beat 99 nights, you'll usually find like 3 to 4 wildfire potions in chest. And guys, with all of those wildfire potions, clearing the stronghold becomes insanely fast. Even if you're trying to clear a level 4 stronghold, all you have to do is throw the wildfire potion, and just like that, you clear the entire wave. You clear the entire wave of enemies, because the wildfire potion is like the most broken splash potion ever. Too bad it's kind of rare, but it's really good. It's really good for clearing a full wave of enemies. So yeah, the infernal crossbow is just so good, man. It's so good being able to deal a good amount of damage. You can save all the 4 missing children with this with no problem, man. You can save all the 4 children with this with no problem. You can clear the stronghold, no problem. You can eat cooked meat. It's just so good, man. And it only costs like, what, 200 diamonds? That's freaking... Guys, you have to get the Fire Bandit. It's so good. Ho ho ho! Okay, guys. There's only 3 classes left, and you can see, oh, these are good. These are the 5-star classes. Next up in the 5-star class, we have the freaking Necromancer. Arise, guys. This class lets you resurrect defeated cultists, and they will fight by your side, and you can resurrect up to 6 of them at a time. You can have up to 6 of them fighting at a time, and even if your resurrected cultists die, you can store a lot of them in your sack, so you can have like a whole bunch of cultists fighting by your side. Now this is so good because it means similar to the Beastmaster with the pets. It means no enemy can get close to you because they're just gonna get beaten up. They're just gonna get beaten up by your cultists, guys. And what makes it so good as well is that you don't have to worry about wasting ammo or running out of ammo, because you can just defeat cultists and then boom, they fight by your side. And yeah, it makes it really easy to clear the children with this. It makes it really easy to clear all the children with this without having to use up that much ammo. Even clearing the stronghold is insanely easy, and even if you're doing level 4, guys, level 4 stronghold, the enemies have like insanely so much HP. They have insane HP, man. Usually you'll run out of ammo when you're trying to beat the level 4 stronghold, but with the Necromancer, with the cultists, you can just keep spawning them in, and they'll beat all the enemies. They'll do the work for you, man. And that's really nice. They do all the work for you. You don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and let them take care of it. So that's good. And yeah, with the Necromancer, defending your campfire from the cultists is one of the easiest things in the world. They'll just fight for you whenever you get hit. They'll take the enemies out really fast. I think the Necromancer will defend your base from the cultists. Will defend your campfire from the cultists the fastest. Out of all the classes, it will do it the fastest. You can save the missing kids super fast as well. And yeah, guys, this is just... It also has, guys, being able to resurrect your enemies. Arise, man. It has like plus 900 aura, guys. That's hella aura farming right there. So you gotta give it a spot in the S tier. That's hella aura farming. Yeah, man. Necromancer got that aura farm for sure. Next up in the S tier, guys, we have the Vampire Class. The Vampire Class is number 2 in the S tier because the Vampire Scythe is just so broken, man. You can just charge at your enemies with the Vampire Scythe, and it will continue healing your health. Guys, if you don't know, the Vampire has a scythe. Whenever you hit enemies enough with the Vampire Scythe, it will restore your HP, and it will restore your HP a lot too. Which means a lot of the times you can fight any enemy you want without having to back off, you can fight any enemy you want without having to back off, and you can kill them fast because the Vampires have got that damage, man. They got some good damage. So that makes it really good for speedrunning because you get to move around faster without having to worry about getting defeated. You can just like charge at your enemies, or yeah, you can just charge and not having to worry about anything. I think that the Vampire Scythe, the Vampire Class is also the fastest at clearing the stronghold for grinding diamonds. This is your go-to class for grinding diamonds because clearing the stronghold is just so insanely easy with the Vampire. You just charge at your enemies, hit them. It doesn't matter if you get hit because you're just gonna drain their health. You're just gonna restore all that HP back, and that's what makes it so good, guys. Another thing about the Vampire Class is that its night vision is insanely good. Same with the Necromancer as well. It has a night vision that makes it insanely good. You never need the flashlight to see. I mean, you need the flashlight to get away from the deer. You don't really need the flashlight to see at night because the night vision is just so insanely powerful, man. But there is one little downside about the Vampire Class, is that do not use your Vampire Scythe to fight the bears to fight the fourth kid's bears. When you're trying to save the 4th kid, you have to defeat like 6 bears. Don't use your Vampire Scythe for that. Just use your regular rifle. That's the only time you don't have to use a Vampire Scythe. But other than that, the vampire class is just so amazing. It's so good for doing anything, for beating enemies. You'll never lose against any enemy because you're just gonna keep healing health, and that's just so damn strong, man. All right, guys, we're down to the final class. The final class. What's it? What is it? What is it? Oh yeah, everybody knows what is the best class in the entire game. It should be in like the god tier, man, because everybody knows the Cyborg class is the best class in the entire game, guys. The Cyborg class has always been the best. It lets you start out with a freaking laser cannon, and also some alien armor, and the alien armor is really good, man. The alien armor is like having the iron armor at the start of the game. And the laser cannon has splash damage. It has area of effect damage. So when you're shooting at enemies, you can literally one shot wolves, guys. The laser cannon does around the same damage as a rifle, but it has area of effect damage. The only thing is that the laser cannon takes a while to recharge, but that usually doesn't matter. Every time you get hit, because of the alien armor, it will recharge your laser cannon as well. And also, guys, if you don't know, the alien class allows you to recharge your laser cannon for every kill that you get. Every time you kill an enemy, it recharges your cannon. So a lot of the times it's gonna be charging up pretty fast. It's gonna be charging up pretty fast when you're killing enemies, and it's so good for everything. For clearing the stronghold. For clearing the stronghold, it's so insanely easy. You'll never die guaranteed, because you can just be at a safe spot and keep shooting enemies, because the laser cannon, guess what, guys? It has infinite ammo. You can just stand back, shoot, wait a bit, shoot again. You don't have to worry about anything. It's that good. Same with saving all the 4 missing kids. It's just that good. You get to shoot the bears, shoot the wolves. You get to one-shot the wolves. It's so broken, man. It's always been the best. It's just so good. It's freaking amazing, guys. That's why it's the best class in the game. Alright, guys, a quick change to the Necromancer's position. After thinking about it more, I'm gonna put the Necromancer at the number 5 spot. And this is because the Necromancer can actually have a hard time in the beginning of the game, because it can be harder to find cultists. There are no cultists around at the beginning of the game, so it's harder to build an army during the first days. Oh, hold on now. The newest, most expensive class has arrived to 99 Nights, and that is the Engineer. It is the freaking Engineer, costing 1,000 diamonds. 1,000 freaking diamonds. No way you can be real right now, dude. Okay, so the Engineer allows you to place turrets around the map, and these turrets are very powerful. They allow you to defeat the enemies very fast, but they have a limited amount of ammo, and you have to keep reloading them or keep placing more. And but there is a limit to how many you can place. You can only place 3. Alright, so how good is the Engineer? Well, guys, there's a big problem with the Engineer. The turrets are actually very strong, but dude, there's a big problem with the Engineer. First of all, it costs 1,000 diamonds, dude. For 1,000 diamonds, I thought you would be able to like fly with freaking magic reindeers or something, but you can't fly because this is a fake Santa imposter, and it costs 1,000 diamonds for some reason. And also, man, the turrets cannot look backwards, so if there's any enemy behind the turret can't shoot at it.
And also, guys, the turrets take an incredible amount of resources, from reloading them to finding enough gears to place more.
So because of that, for 1,000 diamonds, I don't know why this 6-star class costs 1,000. Dude, just for the fact that this costs 1,000 diamonds, I'm gonna place it in the holy mid section, in the C tier mid section. For 1,000 diamonds, that's what you're gonna give me, dude. I thought it's Santa Claus. He's gonna be flying around in the reindeers, but it's just imposter Santa, so it's gonna go in the mid tier. Okay, guys. Now looking back at the whole list, in the F tier we have Fisherman, Explorer, Undead, and then the Cook. Then we move forward to the D tier. We got the Decorator. Then we got the Zookeeper. We got the Farmer, Camper, and Scavenger. Then moving on to the C tier, we have the Hunter, the Medic, the Chef. Then we got the Supporter class. Then we got the Brute, the Base Defender, and the Gifting Elf, and freaking fake imposter, the Engineer, fake Santa. Then moving over to the B tier, these are good ones. Now we finally get to the good classes in the game. We got the Lumberjack, the Blacksmith, the Ranger, the Brawler, and the Poison Bandit. Let's go, guys. These are the good ones. All right, moving on to the A tier. These are the very good classes. All right, at the bottom of the A tier, we have the Berserker, allowing you to auto revive. Then we got the Gambler. Then we got the Beastmaster. Then we have Big Game Hunter, simply because he's not that good early game. Then we got the Pyromaniac, also because his flamethrower has a very short range. That's why I can't put him higher. Then we got the Snowman, has some good DPS, infinite weapon. I like that. Then we got the Alien, and then the Witch is at the top of the A tier. The Witch is the best in the A tier. Then moving on to the top 5 classes in the game, the S tier. I like the Necromancer. It got so much aura. It's freaking those cultists fighting for you. Build your own army. Then we got the Assassin class, guys. The Assassin class is so good for speed running. Then they got the Fire Bandit. Then we got the Vampire class, Creature of the Night, the best creature of the night. The Vampire is so freaking good for clearing the stronghold. And then we got the best all-arounder class, the best for everything, the Cyborg, the #1, guys. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, guys. Make sure to leave a like right now. If you made it this far, leave a like and hit that subscribe button, guys. It will really help me out. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.